Alright, we're doing 1/8, which is number lines, which hopefully you know what a number line is. It's kind of displayed right there. If you look to the left, that's the negative side. The right is the positive side. Obviously, it goes infinite both ways. That's why you have the arrows. Now I'm just going to label some of them. So again, -8, -7, -6, 5, -4, -3, -2, -1, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, okay? So that's how you would label it, kind of go from there. You see the negatives on this side, and then as you go to the right, it gets more positive. As you go to the left, it gets more negative. Okay, the origin is at the point 0. So right here, this is considered the origin. Ooh, that's a pretty bad one. There we go. That is the origin, okay? Now, integers, what are integers? Integers are positive and negative whole numbers, which are non-fraction, and 0. So again, if you look here, these are integers. So it has the dot, 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 because it goes on forever. But you -3, -4, -5, -6, -7, so on and so forth. Obviously, you have 0, then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, all the way, keep going on forever. So those are integers. So if I ever use that word, you should know what that means. Now, speaking of whole numbers, so whole numbers, which I mentioned a little bit over there because it kind of includes in integers, but whole numbers are 0 and all positive non-fraction numbers. Now, if you think about it, so the only thing different between whole numbers and integers is that integers have the negative numbers. Okay. Besides that, they're all they're the same. So all whole numbers are integers, but not all integers are whole numbers. Now, negative numbers can be used to represent decreasing amounts. Because if you know you're decreasing, then that sounds like subtraction or negatives. So for example, if we said, but we could do that, and a plus can be for positive. So if a temperature rises 6 degrees Fahrenheit, you can represent that as +6. Or if a temperature drop of 6 degrees Fahrenheit, you could say -6, okay? So you can use those to help you in those scenarios. Graph. Oops. What is a graph? A graph is a point that is paired with a number. Paired with a number on a number line. That is what a graph is. A graph is a point that is paired with a number on a number line. Okay. Whereas, okay, we have a coordinate. A coordinate is a number that is paired with a point on a number line. Paired with a point. Oops. So graph is paired with a point that is paired with a number on a number line, and a coordinate is a number that is paired with a point. Okay. And so I'm going to graph one on the number line. Okay, graph 1 on the number line, and I'm going to make one myself. Okay, so I'm going to do a different color, okay, and I'm just going to do it by 2, so I'm going to say -4, -2, 0, 2, 4. So if I did that, then where would 1 would be right here, so I could plot that and say that's 1, right? Because that's halfway in between 0 and 1 on the number line. So that's how you would do that. Now, real number. What is a real number? A real number is integers and positive and negative fractions of all types. So that's a real number. So 1/3 is a real number. Now it's not a whole number, but it's a real number. And believe it or not, pi is a real number. It's 3.14159, keep going on forever, but it's still a real number. Okay? Now inequalities, hopefully these are not new to you, but what do they mean? If the closed side is to the left, I always read it left to right. So if it's the small side first, that's how you go less than. So this one's less than. And again, this one's similar, but it has a line underneath, which means less than or equal to. This one, if you're reading from left to right, so if you see on the left side that it's open, that means it's greater. That's like the bigger side, so it's greater than. And with, again, same thing, but with a line underneath, that's greater than or equal to. So those are your different inequalities. That's what they're called. So the bigger number, which I was just saying, but the bigger number is always placed at the open side of the inequality. So again, if you look back, I always read it like, okay, the smaller number goes with the point. I think of that as it's nothing, so it's a smaller side. And then the open side goes with the bigger number because it's the bigger side. So that's how I use it. Now use inequality symbols to compare each of the following. -5 and -2. Now a lot of people would want to say it's greater than, but it's really less than. Why? Because if you were to graph it on a number line, we know that we had to have -5, -4, -3, -2, -1, 0, 1, so on and so forth, okay? So if we look at this, which ones, we have this one and we have this one, and which one is less? It is -5. Kind of gets confusing in flip-flop, but don't let that confuse you. Now, it's obvious that 8 is greater than -3. And -100 is definitely less than 0. And lastly, we're going to make our own graph. And we're going to plot everything. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 numbers to plot. So I'm going to do some little labeling first. The lowest I'm going to go to is -3.75. So I'll do -5, -5, -4, -3, -2, -1, 0, 1, 2. I need to go a little bit higher. Oh man. And then we have 3, 4. I think that's good. Okay. So I'm going to go kind of in order. Okay. So -1. Easy enough right there. Got it. So check. Now we need 2.5. Not too hard because we know it needs to go between 2 and 3 right in the middle. So that will be 2.5. Check. Okay. 0. Again, not hard. And -3. Not bad. Now 7/3. I'm going to write it as a mixed number only to help me figure out where it needs to go. So I know that 7/3 is 2 and 1/3, right? Because it goes into it 2 times and then 1/3 left over. So it's a 2 and a third. So 2 and a third, if I were to, it's going to be less than 1/2. I'm going to do it in a different color just so you can see it. That's about it. Again, just guesstimating. If I'm going to write over on the top 7/3. Okay. Got that one. And then -3.75. I put a check before I did it, but it's not halfway. It's 3/4 of the way. It is closer to the -4. That's -3.75. Okay. So there you have your number line.